we are again, guys. Doing some more modifications. This guy has the worst signals in the world, and I don't know what it is. It could be his pole. Obviously, it's not straight. We've tried it straight. We've tried it every different way. We can't see band 4 or 2 very well. They go in and out really bad. To top it all off, what we're doing right now is we're extending the feed horn, the gray feed horn, taking out the little pins and pulling it out all the way. He has the skinny coaxial RG6 cables instead of the LMR. That could be a factor. But we're gonna get this guy at least 10 megabits down. I've seen 20 to 25 at his house when it aggregated, but we can't aggregate because we can't get 2 or 4 bands to aggregate with 13. So that's what we're working on. Fucking stand by. We're gonna try to reorientate the antenna, and we're still boggled as to why our decibels are terrible and we can't get bands. Do you see the difference of his field of view than mine? Do you think that that's what's causing it? These leafy trees versus over there, I've got the pines. That was a nut, right? So now I need to go down and fetch a nut.
Yeah, you ain't found that thing.
I bet you I do. So stand by, we'll see if this does the trick. If not, we're gonna try to straighten this out and try a couple different things. If not, we might need to relocate more over there towards my house. It's good times. Happy Mother's Day. Hey, what's up, guys? So we got a unlimited AT&T SIM. This top Mofi is their Mofi. Testing it out on my antennas. I'm having some issues with consistencies because, you know, mainly because AT&T is shit. But we're trying to change the firmware manually just on the Mofi itself from Verizon to, we did generic, and now I'm doing AT&T, which I can't seem to get AT&T's internet light to come on, which is in between the two green lights. Upon waiting a few seconds, we'll see if it pops on. If it don't, I'm gonna go back into the Mofi internal modem settings, and then I'm gonna go select advanced, I think it is tab, or provider selector tab, and I'm gonna select generic firmware. See that? The internet light just tried to come on. Let's give it a few more seconds. I don't know if it's slower or what. I don't have my secondary antenna hooked up, just the primary. Just trying to see if we can get this damn Mofi online. So it's struggling with the AT&T, even though it's an AT&T SIM from a third-party seller, which if you guys need an unlimited AT&T SIM, I think I got somebody personally, just let me know. So that's for a fully unlimited, unthrottled, used over 1,000 gigs, said no issues. So, all right, I'm gonna switch it back over to generic, and 3, 2, 1, stay tuned. Okay, guys, so we just switched it back to generic. That's the only way I can get this thing, the internet light, to come on. So, anytime now. It's already been booted up for a minute, so it should be kicking on. Basically, trying to aggregate bands with AT&T is kind of a bitch. If you set it to advanced band lock, all LTE bands, it'll automatically aggregate on its own. Keep in mind, I did not dial my antennas in. I don't have my secondary antenna plugged in. I'm just trying to make sure this fucking SIM works, which it does. I mean, I seen the internet light come on generic, and it found band 12 and 2 aggregated together. So with that, should have a winner. AT&T SIMs are a little slow to come on. There it is. You see it? Boom. Generic. So if some of you guys are having issues, make sure you have the current firmware for the SIM4 combo. That's what I'm using. And then take it off the Verizon Sprint mode, put it on default, and then also just try it on the AT&T. It'll reboot itself. It'll wait for a couple minutes for the lights to come on. If the internet light don't come on, then try the default mode. or the generic mode, sorry, generic, because you only can choose from like Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile, and generic. So generic does the trick. Deuce. If anyone's got a tip on the neighbor's setup that you saw from this video, previous video, please send it my way. I still can't get my head wrapped around the fact that he's getting 3 to maybe 5 megabits down, maybe half a megabit up on AT&T. This was even with Verizon. At one point on the Verizon SIM before he ran out of data, it got 20 megabits. It probably carrier aggregated. Even then, it just fell off again. So I can't figure it out if it's his terrain where his house is, which is literally like a couple football fields away from my house, how I can get 60 down. Even on AT&T at my house, I could get 15, 16 down. That's without dialing in the AT&T. So I don't know if my antenna is just higher and I'm clearing these trees or what. That's the only thing I can think of the difference is his isn't as high as mine, or it's the trees, or it's the cables he's using. He's using the RG16s, I think they're called. They're skinnier coaxial type cables running from the Mofi to the antennas. They're still considered low loss. I'm using the really thick LMR cables. So I don't know if that really is going to play a factor in making that much of a difference in his decibels per se. So if you guys have any tips on as to orientation of the antenna, why I can't get him optimal speeds, please let me know. Another weird thing too is band 5 has like the best decibels at his house, but for some weird reason the internet won't activate on band 5. It'll activate on band 12 and 2, I believe. I tried to carrier aggregate those two, still fail. So like always, I'm still on the carrier aggregation at my house. My speeds are still just flooring, kicking ass. And then the neighbor's still sucking. He says his 1.5 megabits of DSL was better. And he's probably right. I just can't get my head wrapped around it. He's got a grandfathered AT&T SIM now. We cannot get him over the hump. And his house is only so high, as you can see. We might relocate it at some point. I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon. He's a workaholic. But give me your thoughts. When I talked to Simple Wi-Fi, they told me to try to improve my quality was to either clear the trees or try maybe an omnidirectional. It's my secondary antenna. No, the omnidirectional, definitely not. And the higher I raised my main antenna, my parabolic grid, the worse the decibels got. So, you can overshoot the signals that are trickling down. So if my antenna is too high, I might not be grabbing those signals. So just some food for thought. I didn't think he'd have to be that high up, but maybe just where we're located is just so bad. The angle of his house as opposed to where the antenna needs to be turned. Just boggles my freaking mind, guys. I hope everybody's staying safe, having a good weekend. Yeah, shoot me a comment if you got any ideas, if I didn't already try it. He does have internet, but can I get the guy at least 10 megabits down? I mean, Jesus Christ, come on, somebody throw me a bone. Have a great day.